Boom. I think we got it now. All right. Let's see how this is going. Make sure I got nothing crazy going on. What's up, sons? How's it going? Welcome to a very interesting stream. I don't necessarily have anything planned. I had to run to the house, or to the farm actually, which is at the house, and fix some stuff up real quick. Do you guys got audio okay? Are we bleeding over any other audio? Anything like that? We are not currently. We do not have any power to the farm, boys. We are at a remote location. Undisclosed remote location. That's what I'm gonna call it. Let's see if I can get some chat larger. How do you do this again? I think you gotta go there, and then there, and then there, and then bam, bam. Scroll in. No? How does this work? Oh yeah, hold on. Oh, there we go. Boom. What's up? So, right now we kind of have like a very, what do you call it? We have a very interesting setup. So I have like a fold-out table, but we did get the A6400 in here, and then we got a Blue Snowball, which is like my travel mic. But I did hook up this cool little arm to the table, which I was pretty happy with. But yeah, parents' house, pretty much. Undisclosed remote location. Undisclosed. I'm going to share the stream out here, make sure that we got that rolling. I think we just did. Let's see. Yeah, good to go. So, yeah, so I'm in Texas, and we don't have power back. We are out at the house, out with the farm, and we currently relocated because we were out from, 9 p.m. yesterday until, today. We're still out. Obviously, even with the fireplace, it got way too cold. Can't have the kids there and all that. So we had to shift over here. This is a nice little guest bedroom. I got my switch hooked up in case we want to. I don't know. It's probably already dead. Damn. I gotta charge it. Oh well. That's okay. And then I was actually short a switch, so I had to get a little switch from the house. But anyways, let's see how's everybody else doing. Do you guys have power? Does everybody else have power? Seems like you must have power. Let's see, input. Facing the same exact thing but in Oregon. There you go. Are you on a cell phone right now? Seems to be everywhere, man. Like, a lot is going on. Hey, switch is on. Cool. It worked. Started your ETH mining last night. I stopped my ETH mining last night. Yeah. That's what I stopped last night. So, we have been down. We were up and down and up and down. We're going to go over that here in a second. I'll show you guys kind of what we're dealing with. But we're not going to make any money on mining at all for the foreseeable future. I guess they're saying now till Friday or something. for us. Which is, yeah, that's going to suck. But sorry for being late on the stream. I had to run, and there were a couple miscellaneous items that I needed to get pinned up. And then it's funny enough, I was looking at natural gas generators, and yes, before anybody says it, obviously we want to always move to solar. But, you know, we put the farm together in September, and we didn't really have an option to like go solar right away. Obviously, we're using mining to generate revenue, so you have to start with what you got and move up and up and up and up. And obviously, end goal, I think, for everybody that's mining ever is going to be solar. And I think that goes without saying. But yeah, let's see. So, hey, Milan, good to see you here. Could not find a way to reach you. Yeah, we got rid of Discord. We're on Rocket Chat. So on. Let's scroll down. Yeah, so they're saying till Friday, rolling power. Yeah, rolling power till Friday. So there's that. Get out of here, Stronghold. I'll keep my rigs nice and tidy. But yeah, so I had those windows open, and there's a storm tonight, so I had to run to that. I was like, oh, the one thing I forgot. So I ran back and shut those down, and then I have basically one miner online, and that is my remote know if it came back online rig. So it's the like, if power comes back up, we'll know kind of thing, because Hive OS will send me an alert on the Telegram. So there you go. Is it worth to buy a mining rig now? No. Back in last year's when you should have bought it. I do not have Wi-Fi. I'm at like I said, a remote, undisclosed remote location. We are on AT&T Gigabit right now, actually. So that's pretty nice. Stayed in New Orleans for Katrina, and even though power was gone for weeks, gas lines all worked, and anyone with gas generator was good to go. Yeah, and yeah, so we have natural gas at my house that comes straight in. So I was already actually looking at getting one, funny enough, but I didn't get it in time, unfortunately. Otherwise, we'd be golden right now. But yeah, I'm looking at a Generac, probably just like a 20,000 watt Generac, which would probably actually be even enough, depending. I looked at, I don't know, we might go all the way out and just grab like one of the crazy big ones. I don't think I need more than like 30,000 watts, though, to be honest. Even if we are mining, and then I could move that out, because at this point we are going to be, we are looking at moving the rigs remote, obviously. For a lot of reasons, some of it being just the fact that like it's not conducive to a home environment with kids, right? So you gotta do that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Charlotte, glad you found someplace warm. You don't have power anymore. 200 viewers right now. Well, thank you guys. Sorry to make you guys wait 20-30 minutes. That is how it goes, though. We'll stay on a little bit longer and start trying to ask questions and so on. Chat is flying by pretty quick, so I might try to turn on slow mode so I can see it. You can call me a boomer if you like. And thanks for the likes, everybody, and all that. So let's see. So let's get into this. So if we hit... Let me see if I can do this real quick. Is it worth buying a 3060 12 gigabyte for mining? I don't know yet. When did they launch? I'm probably going to be, so 6 gig and 12. What's the current 3060? It's hard to tell. What's the rumor on the 3060 12 gigabyte? Hold on, I'm pulling it up. No cam. Oh no. I'm working on it. Give me a sec. Looks like the camera died. Oh no. Here we go. We have this pulled up though for you guys, so we'll do this so you know that we have video. And let me get this sorted. I think, well, I don't know. There it goes. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, welcome back. Look, technical difficulties, what are you going to do? So I was looking at the 12 gigabyte. What we want to take a look at is what the memory interface is going to be. And if you take a look over here, boom, I should have hotkeyed some stuff. I'm used to having my Elgato Stream Deck. But if you look over here, we're going to have a 192-bit bus. Yeah. So, let's see. What is the current 3060? I don't think you're going to get anything. What are we at as far as bandwidth? 360 gigabits per second. And let's go ahead and do, I don't think I have any mods. Here, I can mod you Remix. Oh, did I add the right one? Hey! There you go. 3060 Ti. Let's take a look, boys. So 3060 Ti is going to be. Give me the specs, baby. All right. So few full specs. Yeah. So if you take a look here. Give me a second. I'm trying to do. I'm used to 3 monitors and a lot of different stuff, so just bear with me as we go through this. So if you take a look, you have. Let's see. 3060 Ti is 8 gigabytes of GDDR6, but it's a 256-bit bus. So the RTX 3060 12 gigabyte, while it has more video memory, is at a 192-bit bus. What's more important for mining? The bus. I'll tell you. So, yeah. You want the 3060 Ti over the 3060 12 gigabyte. Yeah, bandwidth and latency. There you go, Crackling. Got an OG. Crackling, I'm going to pump you up too. Max voltage, what's going on, my dude? There we go. We need some. So you're saying the 15,000 versus the 14,000 on the memory speed. So let's take a look at that. I'm trying to pull up the memory speed. It's not on their main website, dude. So you got less CUDA cores. 15,000 versus 14,000. I'll have to look into that. I'm not sure that's true. Like, even if it is, though, can't you just overclock the 3060 Ti? Because it's still just GDDR6. So where would the performance benefit come from? Where would it come from? Seeing the prices of GPU skyrocket on eBay the past 2 weeks, just wanted to start mining. Should you wait for things to cool a bit or splurge and just buy the cards anyway? That's going to be up to you, but I've already talked about this before. I'm not really like a big fan of buying graphics cards right now. Crackling says the 3060 is 12 gigabytes of 16 gigabits per second GDDR6. Right. So, okay, I'm not getting it. If you got so on here, well, let me look over here. Memory speed 15. 15 for the 3060. 16 for the... Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't make any sense. So the 3060 Ti is definitely better for mining. Here, and I'll show you guys. Hey, Paul, welcome to the Rocket Chat.
What's your handle?
You can hit the button. Yeah, so look here. See? 15. Let me look at the 3060 Ti. It's not in here for whatever reason, but maybe gaming, GeForce cards. $14, it says. Says the 3060 Ti is 14
What's your handle?
on the memory speed. Here. Hey, Fly By Night. Welcome to Rocket Chat. Oh, the leaks were 16. Okay. Yeah, so final speed. So the memory speed is faster on the 3060, but the bus width is smaller, right? Let me pull these two up next to each other, or let's try to, right? So we can kind of maybe get a better idea here, because this could end up being an interesting race, right? Or an interesting comparison, because I wouldn't be able to, beyond a shadow of a doubt, tell you without testing, right? But if you have, here's the bandwidth, 360 versus 448. It seems to me that they are speeding up the memory specifically to make up for the bus width. Does that make sense? But that's a pretty big cut in memory bandwidth from 448 gigabytes a second to 360 gigabytes a second. That seems like a big cut, dude. Hey, Simple Sailor, thank you. Stay strong. I don't know, something like that. I feel like we got a pretty good setup here. So, what is the best budget way to mine? Mine with whatever you got. I mean, that's kind of how it goes, right? It's like when people say, like, what are the best budget Twitch setups? Whatever you got. I mean, there have been people that have made it with just a mic and no camera. I'm not one of those. I don't think I could pull that off. But some people can. Some people can. Who knows? Let's see. Hey, Remix, what was Panda's question? It's hard to see all this stuff. Any suggestions on what to mine a RX 584 gigabyte? And you explain why the hash rate between 4 gigabyte and 8 gigabyte is that huge? Yeah, so the DAG on the Ethereum blockchain has increased above 4 gigabytes. So everything that is mining currently at under 8 gigabytes or under 4 gigabytes is in zombie mode. And as the DAG gets larger and larger, it gets more and more difficult for the zombie mode to mine, thereby slowing down the speed of the 4 gigabyte cards. In fact, it wasn't even really supposed to happen that you could mine on cards with 4 gigabytes of memory or less, but you know, the guys at LOL Miner figured it out, so that was pretty cool. Hey Shane, welcome to Rocket Chat. Thanks for joining. So I think that really your next question is what should you mine on it, and I've talked about what to mine with them afterwards. You know, after ETH goes proof of stake, I would say that video is relevant. I would look at Ravencoin. Ravencoin on 580s isn't as good, but it's gotten better with the latest algo. And then, of course, your other options are something like Ethereum Classic or, of course, well, not Ethereum Classic anymore, I guess, not 4 gigabytes. Gigabytes. I would say probably Conflux, but I haven't looked into Conflux on the 580. So I have a few 580s, but they're all 8 gigs. And the 4 gig that I had was actually an 8 gig. So that's an old story of RX 580s that you would buy and they would have, 8 gigs of RAM, which is crazy. Yeah, so as far as worrying about Ethereum 2.0, I don't think you have to worry about Ethereum 2.0 as much as Ethereum wanting to now move ETH 1 to proof of stake before moving to ETH 2.0. And of course, EIP 1559. Yeah, Complex needs more than 4 gigs. That makes sense. Yeah, so then after that, really you have Grin, and then you have your Z coins, which are all better on NVIDIA. So the RX 580 is kind of a weird one to come up with. I would probably just throw it on Raven and kind of chill, unless you guys can think of a better one, Vertcoin. But Vertcoin, like, that depends on if it's a rig or not, right? Like, I like Vertcoin if it's like a gaming PC or something. I'm not a big fan of Vertcoin if it is a like a mining rig as much. Got two 1660 Super overclocked 6 gig due to nothing else at MSRP, shown to be just a few cents shy of 3060 Ti. Well, there you go, man. Coming up with good ways to mine. That's neat. What's up, Zim? Welcome to the chat. Thanks for stopping in. What caused such an outage in such an energy export area as Texas? Well, funny enough, because I was looking at this. I used to live in New Hampshire and I have friends that are up there and stuff. And I was kind of curious like what their power was, and it's natural gas. For like something like 39% of it is natural gas, like the actual electricity. In Texas, which is funny, we export the most natural gas in the US, and we run natural gas to almost everybody's homes, but we don't use it for electricity. We use all wind power. So the turbines, at least my understanding, are all froze up. And usually when Texas has a big winter storm, because of how large Texas is, there's portions of it that will get an issue. Hey, I think our rigs are coming back online. Nope, that's a referral registration. Dang, I still can't figure out how to turn those off. I got all excited. So basically, this time, somehow, the entire state of Texas got hit with the winter storm. So instead of being able for Texas to be able to like redistribute the power like they normally do, like let's say Dallas gets hit hard, they'll redirect power from Austin, San Antonio, Houston, whatever. But at this point, it hit everybody. So my understanding is that because of that, they can't redistribute the power very well. Is Texas the new Cali? Joe Rogan thinks so. Well, I mean, from what I've seen, we've scared enough of the people from Cali off. So there's that. I'm leaking. It's negative 40 CF. What? I don't know what CF is. And your windmills are running? Hey, I didn't tell you that our windmills were designed well. I'm just telling you what I heard. I don't even know if that's true. So these are all things I've heard and I don't know, to be completely honest. I find it hilarious that we have gas run to like every single home and that we don't have like any sort of backup for like on the grid. Nuclear power 1, wind turbine 0. I don't even know who Joe Rogan is. Who's that guy? Who is that guy? No idea. Let's see. How do I overclock my memory to be faster? I get incorrect shares if your memory is clocked too high. Well, then you can't make it any faster. Like, really, honestly, I've talked about this in building out farms. I think it was like 5 things I learned when building out a farm, and one of them was sometimes you just got to give up and give in to turning that memory overclock down. It's just the way it is, dude. You're going to be way better off mining for a week straight on the same rig than rebooting with an overclock that's too high every 24 hours. What are your thoughts on XLM? I don't know. I don't know anything about XLM. How come no one uses the Tesla cars for mining? I've heard that they do. Or they've tried. I've seen some in trunks and stuff, but I don't know. I'm assuming that's a joke, though. Have I tried NiceHash? Uh, Can you use professional cards to mine? Yes, Remix, you can. There are a couple really good ones that have that I've seen. The new K series that's doing like 173 mega hash a second. Granted, you got to spend a ton of money for them. And I have never had one in hand, but because of the YouTube channel, I've had some people that have them send me the numbers, and they're pretty cool. I like it. I like being having a YouTube channel where I get to see that stuff. So there you go. Do you have a case suggestion for a 2 GPU computer? You have 2 really big ones and can't fit them inside the case without them touching. Well, yeah, so it depends on how big you want to go. But the Thermaltake P1 and the Cooler Master, well, that one's probably too small. Yeah, Thermaltake P1 is what I would go with. Anyone here have NVLink? I've tested NVLink on the 2080s. I haven't tested them on the 3090s yet. Hopefully I'll be able to do that at some point. We did get the 3090 water cooled though, which was pretty cool. Why don't companies who make miners use their own miners to mine? They do. They just sell you the ones when they build the faster ones. Capiche? Hence why people really don't like ASICs. Here's how the manufacturing process at Bitmain goes. Manufacture a whole bunch of miners. Mine on them. When you develop the new miner that mines better, sell all the old miners to everybody else. Ta-da! Great business model. What part of Texas am I in? I don't care to share that on a live stream. Thanks. As a noob, what is the biggest thing one could do to get a computer running faster? Start learning how to overclock it? Probably cooling first, though, honestly. Especially like with the newer like NVIDIA GPUs. Just going ahead and setting something up when we put the all-in-one cooler on the 3090, for example, it automatically self-boosted and got a 3% gain just because it was running cooler. So if you can get the parts running cooler, usually the auto boost will start taking over. This is true on current gen Intel CPUs, current gen AMD CPUs, as well as NVIDIA GPUs. Not quite true on the Radeon GPUs. At least maybe the 6000 series does it a little bit in rage mode, but it would have to be an XT model, and I haven't been able to verify that. However, ever since like Pascal, which is 10 series up, NVIDIA GPUs, as long as you cool them down, will start running faster. Still doing streams with FTFE. Who's that? Sorry. Let's see. Oh, okay. That was at Brainy Beaver. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. And then we're losing. I got a small screen. Are 6-pin to SATA converters that came with your GPU riser safe, or should you switch direct 6-pin to 6-pin? Always go 6-pin to 6-pin. I used to back in the day be like, okay, if you measure right and you're running the proper core voltage and blah, 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 you can run a single SATA converter to a single rail on your power supply. The thing with me telling you that is that, or anything along those lines, that would overload the SATA connector. So from the perspective of like what I should be telling you to do to make sure you're going to be safe, I just nix it. Just don't do the SATAs. So yours is literally sitting in a cold basement. Graphics card can't even warm up. Okay, are you trying, and you've done the memory overclock and all that? Have I heard of PiCoin? Yes, I have. Thoughts on ETH2? I think we've beat this dead horse up a lot. Do you want a summary or a long version? Whenever I talk, I feel like we've beat that dead horse. I have more stuff that's going to be coming out that's a little bit more structured, hopefully, to explain everything. I think the limitations on the amount of shards is kind of weird. 64 shards. And then I think that includes ETH1 getting rolled in. I think that having a separate beacon chain kind of hurts its claim to scalability. However, I do think, like, obviously it's going to be way more scalable than it is right now. But I don't think that it's going to be as scalable as something like Polkadot. Like, if you just look at it, I feel like they're so far behind coming out with ETH 2.0 at this point that other people that are building similar projects from the ground up are beating them at their own game, which makes me nervous for Ethereum. However, like, Ethereum's, the OG, they've been around for a long time, and they have a lot of people that are working on their platform. So there's that. Hey, Jarrett, welcome to the chat. Am I really from Texas if you don't own 5 versions of the Texas flag? I don't have any Texas flags, but we do have a Spurs flag behind us. There you go. I've talked about BIOS flashing each individual GPU, but I have not talked about, like, BIOS flashing GPUs in general. But in the full guides on the 5600 XTs and the 5700 XTs, they're up there. There's a video that's like 3 years old on flashing 570s and 580s and 470s and 480s. I probably need to update those a little bit. The hard part with flashing the Polaris cards is, at least for making a video on them, is that really, so with the 5600s and the 5700s, it goes like, is it Micron or is it Samsung? And then you're good to go. With the Polaris cards, you had additional memory types, and then even within the same memory types, different manufacturers flash different. So when doing a guide for those, it's kind of like, like, you got, like, I don't know, at this point, 20, 30 different BIOS mods that you can put onto it. So it's a little rough. Hey, Brandon Coin, what's going on, my dude? Good to see you here. Make sure you guys go give Brandon Coin a sub. Stay safe, bro. In the areas with brownouts due to frozen wind farms. Yep, pretty much, Brandon, pretty much. I am in those areas. So we have no mining going on. Do I vape 3 milligram juice? I don't know, actually. I'm on reserves, obviously. But it is what it is. Does Nanopool and Nanominer suck? Don't know. Haven't used them, to be honest with you. My inclination is that yes, but I don't know. I would lean towards yes. Kind of like if somebody comes in and they're like, yo, check out this token. Check out this token. It's awesome. And then they go on to do all the the typical announcements, right? It's scalable. It has fast transaction times. It's blah, blah, blah. And then they go down the typical list that every currency goes down. And immediately I'm like, red flag, right? Like, we know that you just Googled whatever other coins did good, and then you put that in your white paper. So I'm always kind of cautious around that sort of thing. What are your thoughts on Spurs players NFTs? I don't know anything about it. Honestly, I'm not a Spurs fan. My parents are, though. Texas flag behind it. Is there one right now? Oh, there is. Hey, look. When you live in Texas, you get used to Texas flags being everywhere, okay? It is what it is. Got a brand Recom for 6-pin to 6-pin cables. Oh, a brand recommendation? Yeah, Parallel Miner, dude. Get their boards, too. And get their power supplies. But Quick tip though, I think you can get power supplies cheaper right now from ServerMonkey and get the PCBs, like the boards, from Parallel Miner, and get the actual power supplies, like the HP and the Dells or whatever. You can get them cheaper from ServerMonkey right now. But check, I could be wrong today. Obviously, I've been disconnected from the internet for a little bit, for a couple days. Is there any issues with running NVIDIA and AMD on the same motherboard in Hive OS? So that's a tricky question because yes and no. No in the fact that it will work. Yes in the fact that it won't typically be as reliable as splitting them up. Your biggest issues, though, are going to be running right now on Hive is running older NVIDIA cards with newer ones. So I was testing this out with 30 series and 10 series. The 10 series does not like running with the 30 series. For whatever reason, it causes rig reboots every few hours. And that was with no overclocks on the 10 series. I even turned the overclocks off on the 30 series just to test it out, and it just wouldn't go. So I kind of gave up on it. And that's the same with AMD right now, but we've talked about that. I mean, the bigger problem with AMD right now is that their latest drivers kind of suck for mining. So if you really don't want to load anything past 20.9 or 20.0.9 or whatever, to make the 5000 series and previous to that, like Polaris and all that, run at their best. And that's what needs to be done to get the 6000 series up. So I don't think that's going to happen for a little bit. Double RX 580s or 15700 XT? 15700 XT. Look, here's the deal with the 580s question. And here's what I'll get in my inbox all the time. So I know that this is accurate to give you guys an idea. The advertisement of an RX 580 running at 30 mega hash a second is not the default. That's not the common thing that happens with your 580. The common thing that happens with your 580 is that it runs between 20 and 27 mega hash a second. And that's with heavy BIOS modding and so on and so forth. And there are even some that won't even do that, right? And so it's very brand dependent, memory dependent, so on and so forth. And seeing that you can't, unless you can verify the memory type and the brand or whatever else, you can for sure get the MSIs with the Samsung memory or whatnot, and you can get that locked in. Unless you can do that, the likelihood of you picking up two 580s that are both going to run at 30 mega hash a second is pretty low. The likelihood of you picking up one 5700 XT that's going to run between 55 and 57 mega hash a second with some BIOS modding is way higher. So that's my argument as far as dual 580s versus 5700s. And I promise you, my DMs are full of people being like, well, I thought my 580 was going to get 30 mega hash a second. And I'm like, I don't have time to troubleshoot that for you, bro. That's going to take me way too long. I can't do that. I can't do that. So I just don't think that there's as many 580s running 30 mega hash a second out there as people would have you believe. Let's see. Sorry, chat's catching up now. I don't know if we lost connection for a little bit, but now it's going by pretty fast. Hive Pool versus Ethermine. I like Hive on, but they had some reporting issues a couple weeks back, and the reporting issues coincided with Coinbase and such being down. I believe that their API was probably pulling from Coinbase or I don't know. I didn't get verification, but they were pulling from one of the services that went down, and Ethermine was not. Ethermine didn't, so I had swapped back to Ethermine for a little bit. RX 5500 only has 4 gigs of memory, so right now that's no longer that's a no-go now. Post, yeah. So your RX 580 is running Hynix without BIOS mod and just under and Hynix, okay, and just gets like 20 to 27. And but you hear that how big that gap is first. And once again, that's anecdotal. That's like years. I have way more people, but that's true still around there. I have way more people telling me they can't get what they're expecting to get than getting people that tell me that they're getting more than they expected to get, right? And even at that, if you're between 20 and 27, it's fluctuating a lot. Like, that's not going to, like, I would rather have one 5700 than two 580s. My RX 580 is doing 30 mega hash. All right, we done pissed the 580 fans off. Look, I have a whole rig running 30 mega hash a second. I also know that I don't want to help a whole bunch of people get all of their 580s running at 30 mega hash a second. It is what it is. I'm telling you, it's going to be way harder to get your 580 to 30 mega hash a second than it is to get your 5700 XT to 55 mega hash a second. Way harder. Where are these 5500 XT 8 gig versions? I've never seen these before. They do like 27 mega hash a second. There's no BIOS mods. I would presume you could probably do. You probably couldn't strap. Well, you can't strap it. You could probably get the power low. And the reason you can't strap it is I don't think it's supported right now on Red BIOS Editor unless they did an update recently. Let's see, Red BIOS Editor. What version are they on right now? Does anybody know? Did they add 5500 XT support yet? That's more power tool. They added Polaris support, but I don't know. Service fee for 580 work? Yeah, man, no. Nah, I'm good, dude. I'm good. Does Red BIOS Editor work with new AMD cards? No, not yet. More Power Tool does, though, which we've gone over. That's how we got the 6800 down to 105 watts. By basically cranking down the core clock using the More Power Tool to allow us to crank down to 670 millivolts. Still mining, no power loss. Awesome, Mike. Yeah, we're out right now. We have nothing. What coin will I mine after ETH? I don't know. It depends on what's most profitable after ETH. I have my suspicions. Don't know if you spoke about Vertcoin, but it got really hard to mine the last 2 days. It's doubled the difficulty. Why does it happen so fast? Because I made a video on it? Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know, dude. Like anytime something becomes profitable, the difficulty is going to go up. Every single time. But that's just the way it is. Hey, Glass City, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next Tuesday. Make sure to drop a like and say hey later. We'll go from there. Mr. Snowy, hey son of a tech, building a mining rig with 2 of the new 3060s that came out on the 25th. Will your PSU explode if I use the EVGA 750 watt? What was it? You're talking about the 3060 12 gigs? Which, by the way, congratulations. How did you get one? And then I do need to go get on the list to try to get one. But let's see. So your TDP is 170 watts. So you'd be at like 340. And then you'd have let's say 100, and to be safe, 150 watts on the system. So for 90, 750 watts should be fine. You want to just, the problem that I would probably think you would run into would be not having enough connectors to run the rise. Like, I would run without risers if you have a motherboard that you can do 2x16 slots on, essentially. So you don't have to use risers. But never hurts to go overboard on power. Wobbles, do you liquidate all your crypto earnings into fiat or liquidate fiat into fiat as needed? I only do as needed. I liquidate more fiat into crypto than I liquidate crypto into fiat. ETC is a gem. Are you just trying to get people to talk about Ethereum Classic? That sounds like coin shilling. Get out of here. Let's see. So, yeah, I'm hearing that the difficulty on Vert went up. Best coin to mine on 4GB cards. Well, I was saying Vert or Raven, but Raven, you're only going to get a little bit longer to mine on with 4GB cards. So it's about to break the 3GB cards off of Linux. In fact, it might already have. I'm probably going to put like if I had 4GB cards, I'd be putting them on Raven, if that helps you. That's what I would do. From Argentina, please tell me if we can mine until 2022. It all depends on what type of mining, but I mean, mining's not going to go anywhere. Once Conflux came out, to be honest, I was like, oh, okay, we're fine. And the reason for that is because if you go read what Conflux is doing, they're essentially ETH 2.0 proof of work. That's essentially what they are. And they have big players behind them. However you feel about the China being in control of it or whatever, there's that. You got to deal with that, whatever, however you will. But as far as the tech behind it, I think it's promising. Raven went up too. Total hash went up by 25% in a few days. That is quite a bit. I mean, Raven's going to be a good one, though. I mean, we got the halving coming up this year. In what, 10 months, 10, 11 months, something like that. What do you think about Ethereum 2? Will mining stop when it go all? Yes, Ethereum 2.0 is confirmed mining will stop. It's possible it stops beforehand because they changed their roadmap to say that ETH 1.0 will go proof of stake before getting moved into ETH 2.0. How long? I mean, honestly, look, Ethereum takes forever to do anything. Like, they are the slowest developers ever. People have been scared of ETH going to proof of stake for years now. I don't know how long it's going to be. They're slow. Just chill. So we've talked about the halving for Ravencoin previously, but the halving just is going to take the block reward for Ravencoin. This happens with Bitcoin. This happens with ETH, all of them. It's going to take the coin rewards and cut it in half. Will the price of ETH go up when it goes into proof of stake? I mean, there's a lot of ways you could look at that. In price in relation to Bitcoin, price in relation to fiat. So on one hand, you could say yes because people are going to be trying to stake it. On the other hand, you could say that nobody's going to want to stake it because they've already confirmed that they're going to burn the fees, right, for stakers. The rewards don't seem super high. So I don't know how many people are going to want to stake. I would assume that also means that the price they're projecting is going to be really high if the reward's really high. So I don't know. I think that, like, it's weird that staking Ethereum earns you less Ethereum than lending Ethereum on something like Crypto.com or BlockFi or whatever. That's kind of odd. It's just weird. What's up, Nemesis? Good to see you, dude. I don't talk about investing. That's kind of the hard part. So when you ask about like price, I can kind of like give you my kind of thoughts, but I usually just talk about like the coins and the tech behind them for the most part. I've heard that. So here's the problem, guys. Like when we're talking about specific coins, I have to do a lot more research on all of them before I can give you a good idea. And the reason for that is because like the only thing I can tell you is that whenever there's a huge increase in price or whatever like that, typically it's more because an influencer that does trading has talked about it that day. So, which means that it's not really, it really has nothing to do with how good the coin is, unfortunately, but that's kind of the truth, right? So, if you look at like Doge is a great example. Like it's mob mentality. It doesn't. We know that Doge doesn't have any development behind it. We know that it has no supply cap and is pretty much worth nothing, and yet the price of it went up. So like if you're gonna ask me like my thoughts on like trading and stuff like that, it's like like it's gonna be whatever Ivan on Tech says. You know? Watch him in the morning, and if he talks about a coin, buy that coin and wait for everybody else to buy it and then sell it the same day. Watch Box Mining if he talks about a coin. Watch BitBoy Crypto if he talks about a coin and tells people it's going to go up. It's going to go up because he told people it's going up. Like, that's the problem with trading in the market in general. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't. It has a lot more to do with influence than it does have to do with the validity of the coin or anything like that. Ivan on Tech, he's a good guy, but he does all the trading stuff. Elon, yeah, if you click the membership tab, the registration link is in the membership tab. Let me see if I can pull it up here on the screen so you guys can see it. So, because a lot of people have this question. Yeah, so let's see if this will, yeah, this should be good to share. So, all right, it's right here. So once you've clicked join, you click the membership tab, and then you click the registration link right here. All right. Is that helpful? All my workers are still offline. Wah, 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 wah. We were up for like 2 hours for a little bit, and we got 0.05 ETH. Womp womp. That sucks. We got about 10 minutes here left, and then I'm going to kill the chat or kill the stream. If you guys want to have any questions, go ahead and do it. Ivan on Tech is a great salesman. Yes, go, 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 go. I'm telling you guys, the best tip I can give you for trading or whatever, like, is literally just try to watch whatever video the influencers are and buy whatever shitcoin they say to buy, and then sell it the same day after it's pumped naturally. Like, I find it hilarious that, like, if I built up, like if I built up a channel based around trading, and then I by nature will have the correct call, because all I have to do is say that it will go up, and it will go up, because by consequence of me saying it will go up, it's gonna go up. Does that make sense? Like, that's why I find the whole game kind of ridiculous. It's kind of silly. Like, if you're an influencer over the crypto market and you say that a coin's going to go up, it's going to go up by nature of you being an influencer of the crypto market. Do you guys still have sound? Or yeah, we have sound. We're good. Hey, Bryce. Thanks for stopping in. You rock. I'm going to try to catch some questions in the last 10 minutes. Where do I get a decent price on GPUs? In September of 2020. Family J, thanks. The 3070 went down almost 20 degrees. Awesome. Glad whatever piece of advice I had for you worked. That's awesome. Do you think there's still time to buy GPUs and pay them off before Ethereum mining is gone? I don't know. It would be irresponsible for me to give you an answer on that. Yeah, Ivan's a good guy to follow. Like, all those guys. BitBoy Crypto's great. I mean, like, the thing is, like, if you follow them, it's just one of those things. Like, I'm not saying that they're bad people. I'm just saying, like, it's funny how that game works. Does that... It's just it's a funny circle that, like, that happens. It's just like the facts, right, behind the whole thing. What is your ventilation system like? Ever problems with heat in the summer? And so, yeah, so we have tons of problems with heat. And they're basically, when you are mining in a hot climate, the idea is that you want to have as much airflow. So you're looking for CFM numbers over cooling. So the thing is like, at a constant state, the GPU should be able to cool itself down to whatever its max temp is, or whatever, right? So if you have enough airflow over it, the GPU is always going to be the hottest thing in the room, right? So the only thing you really want to do is be able to dissipate the heat. We're going to be working on some more stuff and some more videos and showing you guys what we're doing to handle that for the summer, though. We already have some ideas. Well, I mean, I should have added crazy and stuff to this title. We aren't really talking about as much. So, I mean, I gotta thank you guys a lot for the support. Obviously, like, I'm in kind of a weird position here. We couldn't get any videos edited today. We did the one video that I barely got uploaded last night. Tomorrow we'll be hitting it hard, getting some more content out. I got to work on a couple things, obviously, some scripts. I had a Tron video planned. And I was rewatching it, and, like, the problem is like, I feel like I'm being way too hard on Tron, or maybe just hard on the Tron fanboys. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it with both being honest and being gentle. Is that fair enough? So I'm kind of struggling there. Is it possible to CPU mine on T-Rex? I haven't CPU mined on T-Rex. First stream you've attended, Ninja? Well, there you go. Hey, Jerkwagon, what's going on, dude? How do you calculate the cost to send ETH to your hardware wallet? Well, it depends on which wallet you're sending it from. And then you should be able to, like obviously, like with MetaMask, you can adjust the gas fees. Hey, Nemesis. With cooling, I run a 12,000 CFM in your room and exchange all the air out 197 times an hour. What do you mean you exchange the air out, by the way? Tron movie soundtrack slaps. Asset sucks, though. I got it. I caught it. need help mining. Well, hop in our chat. Or Rocket Chat. It's the best I can do for you. Alright, we got 5 minutes here. Go, 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 go! When I, so, funny story. When I went to, what was it? New York for the mining rewards where I won the YouTube thumbnail prize or whatever from those guys. Every time I walked around, they asked if I was Ivan on tech, which was annoying, but understandable. You have an LLC for your mining, and do you write your equipment off? Yes, you always write your equipment off. You typically do it just like you would do with a YouTube channel too. LLC with, at least from my understanding, obviously you need to get a guy to handle it for you. But from my understanding is LLC with a, I don't even remember the name. Whoever's under that. S Corp. S Corp. It's hard to catch everything, guys. Have I talked about the hard fork on ETH 2.0? Has been announced and how it affects mining. No, I haven't talked about the announcement, but I will try to look up the announcement and get a video out. Hey, Remix, you have to put the kids to bed. Have a good night. Have a good night yourself, dude. I'll be heading out here in just a second. Make a video about doing taxes and mining in the USA. I don't know what the legality of doing a video on taxes is, unfortunately, family. My best advice is hire a CPA. Like, you're already making money mining. Hire somebody that's going to help you keep the most amount of it. Where did the name Blind Run come from? Came from playing Texas Hold'em growing up. Hey man, just got into mining thanks to you and Vosk and Red Panda. Awesome YouTubers. Currently running a 6800 XT on your gaming PC and a Vega 56 on your old one. Good cards. Looking at buying other 56s and 5700 XTs you find used cheap. Good luck. Good luck. you and me both, buddy. Will I ever do a giveaway? I've used to do a lot of giveaways. I don't find giveaways to be conducive to a good community necessarily. So that really depends. I'm not going to announce any giveaways or anything like that though. Yep, LLC and S Corp. Hire what? CP as in Paul, A as in Apple. You just got the D and the A or the D and the P mixed up. Yep, you got me to say that. You win. We do help newbies. That's why I have over 1,000 videos on this channel helping people mine cryptocurrency. If you can't do the work to Google, then we can't really do the work to help you. You will need to make sure that you do as much as you can to help yourself so that you can ask specific questions for us to help you out with. And like, otherwise it's too hard, especially in a, like, this is not a setting that we can really help you out with. But in Rocket Chat, which you got the soak coin, hit over there and get in the mining and we will try to help you out. The community's really good about it. So anyways, I'm going to head out, guys. We are done for the evening. Thanks everybody once again. I am going to go hang out and do some stuff. I might get back on since I have video game attachment and stuff. We may stream on Twitch. Make sure you go follow twitch.tv/blindrun. I will put it in chat. I will try to put it in chat. And if we play, I really want to play some Valheim tonight on our new server. I would get, as far as the LLC stuff and all that, man, you just hire somebody to take care of that for you. Honestly. You're going to need it. I mean, like, a good example is like, you wouldn't hire me to do the plumbing in your house. So why would you hire me to do your taxes? It doesn't make any sense. I can't get. Is that helpful? I'm the crypto guy. See you next Tuesday.